Hello everybody, Dokkan Assets here. Today we are back with another Dokkan battle video. Excuse my throat. I'm currently eating ice cream as we speak for a little late night snack before bed. But today we are going to be going over everything that we just got in the newest data download on JP. Excuse me. Oh my gosh, it's staying in the video, bro. You can enjoy that. You can put that in the Dokkan Assets burp compilation. Nonetheless, though, we do have quite a bit to go over. I'm going to try and go over it with relative quickness because your boy is very tired. This is definitely going to be more of a chill Dokkan Assets type of video rather than a type of Dokkan Assets video because your boy is sleepy. I didn't get enough sleep the night before, and I wish I was in bed right now, but we're on the grind, and I'm happy to be making this video. As well, I'm happy to finish the assets. By the way, I did want to note as well, this is a real quick note, I promise. It took me so long to finish this data download tonight because unfortunately, since safety net has now been fully updated and the safety net update for Dokkan Battle is now a forced update, we cannot use the current data mine bot that I usually use, right, which makes it so easy because it gets everything immediately and I don't have to organize anything, I don't have to unpack anything, I don't have to extract anything, it does it all for me. I have to do all that manually once again. So unfortunately data downloads might take a little bit longer than they did in the past, but regardless, let's go ahead and get into it here. And yes, you are going to be hearing me eating a little bit of ice cream throughout this video, bro, because I'm not letting them melt. Anyway, let's go over what we've got today. So before anything, we do have the Turtle School category added into the game. Now, we do have the list for this category. I believe it is right here. Yes. And as you can see, this category is whack. So I'm sure the first thing that you kind of notice right off the bat is that obviously, you know, there's the various Turtle School members in here. We have Yamcha, we have Roshi, we have Krillin, we have Goku. But I think the big thing that you can kind of tell from this is that literally every Goku is on this category. Yeah. That is pretty ridiculous. Nice to see that they, of course, did not forget Grandpa Gohan, Ox King, stuff like that. Always nice to see them giving a little bit more representation to the gang. But, yeah, I'm very curious that they decided to add every single Goku to this. I guess it makes sense because obviously regardless of what age or what form Goku takes, he's of course still originally trained by the Turtle School and still technically like under the Turtle School, but it's so interesting to me that they did include it because I feel like for other cats, they have made exclusions like this in the past when maybe this technicality, if they're going with how this category works, should have been different for other categories. I don't know. It's very weird. But at this point, if you've been playing for a while, you know that this game is very weird with their categories, and they don't hold back on the wacky wildness of of all of it. So, yeah. We now literally basically have the Goku category, which is weird that that's even more so than the category with his name in it being Goku's family. But I digress. Let us continue. We did get all of the new card art added. As you can see, we have the Goku, the Roshi and Tien, the standalone Roshi. I love this art for Krillin 18. It is absolutely adorable. We have the card art for these guys, which I know some people might be a little bit surprised to see. But of course, they are bosses in the God of Destruction event, and we'll actually be taking a look at their essays in a second here. As well, we also have this Master Roshi card. I know, I think Dragon was the one who asked if I could post the full card arts for these. Unfortunately, when I'm doing the data download, I'm always trying to do it like as fast as I can to get everything out as quickly as I can. And with the data mine bot, The data mine bot actually combined all of the card effects and all of the card art backgrounds for me. Like for UI Goku here, right? We have the card art, right? Or the effect. We have the actual character, and then we have the background. The bot normally would combine all that for me, but I would have to take all those pieces and put them together in Photoshop, and that's like doubling the amount of time it takes to make this particular post right here. So unfortunately this time around you may have to do that yourself, or the Dokkan wiki I know for a fact will update that. They actually do have an upcoming cards list here where you can see a countdown for all this. This is just here normally, but if you actually go on the Dokkan wiki, you can just find the full card art put together for you that way. So that is an easy way to get it if you are unfamiliar with a way to get it fully complete and looking pretty good. Nonetheless, though, that was all the new cards added. I guess we can take a look at all of their essays real quick. We'll also take a look at what they actually do in a second in terms of Tien and Krillin and 18 and regular Roshi. I like the super a lot. Very cool. Obviously, very nice to see an updated super for Roshi. And I love a little bit of the teamwork meme here. Very, very cool. Funny that you will actually see that Roshi here is literally just like the Tien part, the Tien and Roshi super, except without Tien. I really hope that this doesn't end up being like the 12th key or something like that, because it is all but confirmed now that this guy will be Dokkan Awakening into an LR just like Zamasu did in the year past. Kind of wouldn't surprise me if they made it the 12th key, but it would just be kind of unfortunate considering that obviously Tien and Roshi have this essay together. But nonetheless, though, it is probably going to just be the SSR essay. This essay, as well, is super adorable with them attacking together. Look at that, bro. Wham bam. Good stuff. And then, I don't know how much y'all are gonna enjoy this one, but as you can see here, MUI Goku just has the default super attack for the Kamehameha, unfortunately. Big F in the chat for that one. We also do have the essay for the Gods of Destruction here. I can actually finish eating my ice cream while this is playing. But these are really good, I will say. For just like boss cards, these essays feel a lot more like complete and have some depth to them. I don't know if I would say that they're Dokkan Fest necessarily. I don't even know if I would say that they're like unfeatured unit worthy, but definitely like unfeatured unit worthy SSR, and then that the essay could be like added upon. They do still have as well a lot of things that kind of make more modern essays a little bit more, well, modern, I guess, where they have smaller moving parts to them that older essays might not have. You can see that they are still kind of basic, but they are really good, all things considered. I'm kind of surprised that this guy was one of the optimal choices, but I guess they had to get to them all there. So, of course, as always, shout out to the homie DBZ World for updating these, well, I guess uploading these, but I will leave a link to literally everything that I'm covering, of course, in the description below. Real quick, we can actually take a look at what these guys do. I'm not going to go over it too much because we literally have so much information to cover here as it is that we would be here for like double the time with covering these. But I guess we'll just go over them real quick. He is a mini Universe 7 lead. Super attack Kamehameha, causes supreme damage and raises defense for 6 turns. Quote, the real fight starts now. No one can stop me now. Final now. Anyway, I'm already goofing around. Passive attack and defense plus 66%. High chance to evade enemy attacks. Gain an additional attack plus 66% for 6 turns from the first appearance. Gain an additional attack of 11% per attack performed. Obviously, the whole 6 meme is kind of going with the anniversary, but not too bad, honestly. Obviously, you probably won't be running this guy over the LR, but I mean, he's there, I suppose. Link's Kamehameha, Godly Power, over in a flash, prepared for Battle of the First Awakened, and a Tournament of Power. Cool that he has the First Awakened, actually. Obviously, that makes sense for UI. Categories, Universe Survival Saga, Pure Saiyans, Realm of Gods, Reps of Universe 7, Goku's Family, Kamehameha, and Turtle School. Moving on, we have the Master Roshi TUR, utilizing experience. He is a Turtle School 50% and 2 key lead. Obviously, when he becomes LR, like we were discussing before, most likely his leader skill will increase. Super attack. Oh, bro, I'm not even going to try and... I'm going to butcher that so hard. Greatly raises attack for 1 turn. Cause supreme damage with a medium chance to stun. Quote, merits of age and the way of the turtle. I won't be able to get to all... I won't be able to get you all through this for no reason. Interesting. Greatly raises attack for 1 turn. Cause supreme damage with a medium chance to stun. That is interesting. Okay, defense, 80% up and a medium chance to evade enemy attacks. Turtle School category allies key +1, attack and defense plus 20% for the passive. Interesting. So he's a little bit of a support unit for the Turtle School. That is quite interesting. Link's Turtle School, solid support. That's ironic. Supreme Warrior, Brainiacs, Tournament of Power, and Shattering Limit. Categories are Turtle School, Universe Survival Saga, Reps of Universe 7, Earthlings, and Battle of Wits. The Psychological Warfare category. Wow, that's crazy, bro. This is so cute, dude. Like, absolutely adorable. This might be one of my new favorite card arts in the game. It's so good. Anyway, Fruits of Family Training. Bro, Fruits of Training Goku is smiling happily down upon these two right here. Leader skill, joined forces, key +2, all stats 30%. Super attack, spousal combination. I really like the name of that. Raise attack and causes supreme damage. Quote, Krillin, maybe I'll try that technique I've been practicing. 18, I'll help you with that. Very cute. Passive changes Fizz key spheres to int at the start of turn. Perform an additional super attack when collecting 6 or more int key spheres. Interesting. Attack and defense plus 20% per attack performed. Max of 80. Links are experienced fighters, courage, cold judgment, brainiac, solid support, and tournament of power. Categories are Joined Forces, Universe Survival Saga, Reps Universe 7, and Battle of Wits. I know I literally said that we weren't going to read these all, but here we are. So yeah. Master Roshi and Tien mindset as a martial artist. Leader skill, Earthlings. Category, key +2. HP attack and defense plus 30%. Super attack, that big boy. I'm not going to try and say it in the Neo Tri-Beam. Causes supreme damage and lowers attack and defense. Quote Roshi, the merits of the... Okay, so literally the same thing. And then Tien says, as expected, view Master Roshi. Interesting that they just copied the quote too. Very interesting. Passive attack and defense plus 30%. Gain additional attack and defense plus 10%. Reps Universe 7 category allies. Attack and defense plus 10%. Interesting. Links are experienced fighters, brainiacs, tough as nails, coldest judgment. Solid support, tournament of power, and categories are Earthlings, Universe Survival Saga, Reps Universe 7, Joined Forces, and Battle of Wits. Now, probably off of first impressions, you know that I usually bring my man Kmon on here to, kind of give me the lowdown on the analytical side of things here. But, unfortunately, my man had to go to bed because he wasn't feeling too well. I will tell you, even just from looking at this, obviously UI Goku doesn't really count for this because he's just like the prize card. But for Roshi, maybe a little bit less so. He could definitely still use some work. But these guys, especially these dual units, are pretty lackluster at the moment. But I think that that is a perfect indication of a setup for them getting Awakenings in potentially part 2 or just later in the anniversary, whatever it may be. I think that that is very telling that that is probably going to be the case. Maybe an easy A as well. We'll have to see with that. But we do also have some information on some new support memories here. Oolong's Wish increases drop chance by 50% once only, which that is, yes, like on any event, it seems to be that it'll increase your drop chance. That is pretty big for some events that have a terrible drop chance on them. Master and students aim for greater heights. Bond and Master and Disciple category allies. Attack and defense plus 10% for 2 turns from the start of battle once only. Now, I will say, also very interesting that this particular one is a boost for a specific category. I don't know if we've seen a support memory that only has a specific category up until now, but very cool to see that that is a possibility for the support memories. And Zeno's Words of Gratitude, Universe Survival Saga, category allies, attack and defense plus 10%. Now, two things. One, if you would like to take a look at the actual assets for these, they are literally in my pinned tweet right here. Here's all the SA assets, by the way, if you would also like to take a look at those. I'm not going to go through all of them here because we'll be here for a little while, but all this stuff is here. You can see our big Robo Boy representing out here. But I do have all the assets for this stuff as well. The other thing that I want to note before we take a look at the animations as well is that the Zeno support item icons were added rather, but his actual animation has not yet been added, which we are about to take a look at the two that were added via the Homie DBZ world here. So let's take a look at what we got. We have this really great, this is a very nice moment between Gohan and Piccolo here. Very good stuff. Very nice. I love that handshake. And then, of course, we have the Oolong infamous wish one. This one looks really good. I really like the look of this one. Funny enough, that asset has actually been in the game for a while. Oh, by the way, let me not spoil that surprise. We'll save that for a little bit later. But yeah, so Zeno's animation is not actually in the game yet. I assume that will probably be added with the MUI Goku and Vegeta data download. I don't know why they didn't do that now. I have no idea. But nonetheless, though, this is what we have for now. But yeah, this Oolong asset, I do believe, where is my man's here? Yeah, I think that one has been in the game for a while now. Because funny enough, like the line work looks a little bit different than the rest of these, but it could also just kind of be my, 3 a.m. lack of sleep eyes playing tricks on me here. But nonetheless, let's keep on keeping on. We did obviously get confirmation yesterday that Dokkan was going to be receiving the number 13 stone for the redstone here, free to play one. But one thing that we did not know until now was that Dokkan is also going to be getting another purple stone. Probably to be assumed, to be honest, because we usually get these during the anniversary. But very cool to see nonetheless that they are giving one. This is obviously the stone that you get when you purchase dragon stones at the, well, Dragonstone shop. And when you get them, you get a purple stone to be able to buy some specific units with them, mostly the 120 units, but if you get 3 of them, in the past they've done where you can buy a 90% LR. So we'll see what they do. Probably going to bring that back, I would have to imagine, because I know that that's been quite the hit in the past couple of years, but nonetheless, very cool that we are getting that. Obviously, we have the anniversary coins as well. We already knew about these, of course. Very interesting, I will say. We did get the 66 ticket summon also added here, or the 66 ticket rather. The ticket looks really crisp. I don't know what it is about this particular ticket, but I will say, bro, it looks pretty good if I do say so myself. Very good stuff here. But we do also have now a higher quality image of this ticket, which is apparently called the Super Gratitude ticket. Very interesting stuff here. Again, as I note in the actual mega thread, we don't know still what this ticket does. I did talk about a little bit of my speculation on it in yesterday's video. So if you have not checked out that news video, definitely, or well, wait, was that technically today's news video? I'm sorry, I'm backwards right now. Nonetheless, though, if you'd like to hear my thoughts on that, you can definitely go check that video out. It'll be at the end card at the end of the video. But the only thing that we know about these right now is that they're going to be able to be used on a banner coming up in mid-February. So we'll have to wait and see what those end up being. But they do look quite nice. Now, this, I know, is what probably a lot of you were excited to see here. So not only is this going to be a brand new wallpaper here, it is also going to be a title screen. We have a bunch of the title screen assets with the gang flying in, and let's actually take a look at that here via the Homie DBZ world. This is really cool. Obviously, all of the different beams represent all of the different characters here, and then they all fly in to form this title screen. Very, very cool. I gotta say, Goku's face does look a little bit weird. At least that's maybe just me personally. I don't know. But I think that this looks really good overall, and I really like, funny enough, I think I like how everybody else looks besides Goku, which is really funny. But, and not that I dislike Goku, but I just like, I think the look of everybody else more. But nonetheless, though, a very, very nice wallpaper. I really like this intro. I really like when they knock it out of the park with like the intros here. Very cool, yeah. Colors representing a bunch of different characters here. Very, very good stuff. Very excited to not only get this as an actual wallpaper, but to actually get this as the title screen as well. Very, very cool stuff. We did also get some of the assets for the special Dokkan Battlefield. Interesting that it's going to be red or like pink this time. Very, very interesting. But of course, being TOP themed, unfortunately, Jiren is still a boss. Which is so funny because I feel like that's going to make it feel a little bit less special maybe, just because obviously, we fight Jiren like all the time. But as you can see here, there are a couple of different other characters from the Tournament of Power as well. Of course, they still keep in like the default what do you call it, battlefield assets in here, like this Goku and whatnot. So nonetheless, though, good to see that we are going to be getting on that. We don't have too much information on this actually yet, because they haven't really talked about it in the news or anything like that. But obviously, we know it's coming because it was literally added to the assets. We did get some new backgrounds added as well. Funny enough, literally only one. It is actually the same here. It is the normal background and then just the, well, different pieces of this version of the background here. But it is obviously Korin's Tower. I assume just kind of like the Tournament of Power-ish kind of version. Very interesting that they decided that this was the only one that they were going to add in. I assume that they'll probably add in more backgrounds going forward in the anniversary. Like when they're doing the Goku data download, I assume that they're going to be doing it then. But nonetheless, still cool that they added this now. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at something else pretty exciting, which was the story assets. Of course, most of this is just kind of these characters, which was some of the card art that we saw, but there was still some cool stuff in here. We had this Goku in here. We had this Frieza in here. A bunch of different characters from the Tournament of Power arc. I love this asset. It looks so weird. It's so odd. I don't know how to describe it, the like vibe that it gives me. Obviously this is just taken from the Gohan and Piccolo support thing here, where it's them shaking hands, but it just looks so weird, like disembodied from them. But this basically was just a bunch of different Universe 7 characters that I assume they're going to be using in the actual events. But this was also pretty cool. As you can see, Bra was added here, which I suppose makes sense because, of course, Whis was like, bam, Bulma, she's born, so that was also pretty cool. And then also this angel as well, Big Nose Man. I don't actually remember his name. I'm sorry. Irrelevant, bro. But nonetheless, cool that her asset was added because obviously that will be used in whatever story event it's going to be. So cool stuff there. Again, if you would like to take a look at this, please do in the Imgur link for all of the assets. I'm not sure if all of it actually uploaded because it should have. Oh, okay, actually, I think it did. Because sometimes Imgur is a little bit finicky with the uploads. I was going to go back later and check it, but it does seem like everything is here. If there is anything missing, by the way, definitely do not be afraid to like hit me up and let me know that, hey, this asset is missing from the Imgur link, because I will take care of it right away. Now, let's take a look real quick. We did get a brand new anniversary movie here. I'm actually going to turn on the volume for this and turn down this volume a little bit so you can actually hear it. Oh, no. Is it going to do me dirty like this, bro? No. We got to reload the page. Well, regardless, it is also on the YouTube channel. If you'd like to take a look at it, please tell me it's going to play. All right, well, no music. We'll have to see how it turns out in the final one, though. Obviously, as well, we did also get some brand new sound effects. Let's see, what is this quote tweet here? Oh, okay. So I do not usually look through these, just kind of for, well, It's a lot to look through in terms of what they update, because the way the Dokkan updates their sound files is really weird. It's not as clear cut as finding out what they updated with the image files. So forgive me for not looking through it, but I always figure that I will post it, because then if somebody can use it for something, then it's there. Also, I obviously just want to post all the assets that I can from the game, because this is technically does count. But if you do find anything new from this, let me know for sure. My thing just fell, by the way, if you heard that from my computer. And of course, we have the previous mega thread linked at the bottom if you'd like to take a look at that as well. Now, that is basically everything in terms of data that we got from Dokkan here tonight. The only other things that I wanted to mention were this right here. We do have the prices of the different support memory here. Interesting that some of these are, well, a lot more expensive than others. Like, the fact that the Zeno and the Gohan are 100 and 200 is very odd to me, because, at least in my mind, I would think that, like, the Oolong one and the GT Goku one will probably be what people use the most, because they just seem to be the most versatile. I don't know. It's very weird. It also seems like that, like here, this comment here, right? This is important. It seems that the reels are once only per battle and are 70 or just once at all Oolong, while this one does not have the once only text costs more. Definitely smart, considering it tends to look like the Zeno reel will be active all the time. Yeah. Very interesting to see how this will play out, though. I'm very curious to see why they priced it this way, if we ever actually get like a concrete answer on that. But I figured I would show this because obviously it is important information. Yeah, literally, it just, you know, Kawhi just giving us the deets. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. This was just the category, but I did also want to put out this. I know is kind of random to include in here, but I figured I would mention it for you global heads in the comments. We also got the announcement for Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta tonight on global as well. Kind of out of left field, but I guess we were expecting whatever global Dokkan Fest would be next to be announced quite soon. I just kind of didn't expect it now. I guess this makes sense though, because I'm sure that global wants some kind of hype unit to compete with the anniversary a little bit. And this is obviously definitely the unit to do it, that is, you know, coming down the JP pipeline that they actually can release at the moment. So cool that they're releasing him now. I kind of thought that they were going to delay him, but I guess not. We did also have some very interesting information from the boy Zed. Let me know, by the way, Zed, if you end up seeing this video, bro. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Zed? Zed? I don't know, bro. Nonetheless, though, as you can see here, we do have a bunch of missions. GOD event 4 stages will be updated throughout the anniversary, I suppose. So as you can see here, right, clear stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of the event. That would make sense why only 4 of the God of Destruction's essays were added into the game so far, by the way. Kawhi also does note here, from what I see, you have to collect 12 times the Zeno item to use it. So I guess that you will get one for each stage completed. Interesting. And they're in the order of universe. So I guess that does make sense why these particular Gods of Destruction were added, because they are the 1 through 4 universe Gods of Destruction. So that will be cool to see those guys get added throughout the anniversary. And as you can see, here's just a little bit of different stage information here. Very cool, though. I like to look at this. It'll be interesting to see how difficult it really is. Bipan Ichigaban Kuji collab mission, same as the year 4 event to awaken her, I guess. I know that a lot of people were actually saying that she could potentially get an EZA off of this. I don't know about all that, because I don't know if she necessarily needs it. She would probably be like really busted if she did get an EZA, but I guess we will see. By the way, if you are curious, we did talk about this Ichiban Kuji collab, I believe in yesterday's video as well, but essentially what it is whenever the Dokkan is doing a figure collab with Ichiban Kuji lottery, right, where you can win figures, and then in the actual in-game, right, you can basically put in entries to be able to potentially win these figures. They do some kind of collaboration with that. Interesting that they're doing Bipan, but I guess it makes sense considering that she is one of the figures that they're releasing for this year's Ichiban Kuji collab. But pretty cool, nonetheless, I guess, if you don't have her awakened yet. And then the other thing here, as Z notes, other missions you have to clear with one of these characters as your leader, which is quite the interesting way to go here. So it is literally any of these characters as your leader. Obviously, you talked about these figures time and time again, but thankfully there are free-to-play options here, so you obviously don't need to specifically use you know, the summonable LRs or whatever. Let's clear once with one of the following Ichiban Kuji collaboration characters. Yeah, so they literally just list all these people to be able to get these certain missions. Very interesting. But I'm glad that they have some free-to-play options here, because that would have been super scummy if it was all specific summonable units. Alrighty, I believe that is all from Zed. The only other thing that I had for you here was that the boy Giad did make a small anime versus Dokkan comparison with the couple of animations that we have now. Obviously, this is nothing too huge, but it is nice that he still made a little comparison nonetheless. Definitely didn't need to do it for this, but I really appreciate it because it is always cool to see the comparison, no matter what it may be. But it looks good. I really like the look of it. It looks really good. The flip looks really good. I will say, I do think Dokkan's is like a hair. Like, I really like the key on Dokkan. I will say, though, the way that he flips in the anime does look a little bit more clean. Maybe it's just because, I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. Maybe it's just because, like, there's less movement for the Dokkan one, but I kind of like the way that the Dokkan one is shaded a little bit more. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but nonetheless, I still think it looks really good. Of course, all POV, you're getting punched by GOKU. But, of course, I'll leave a link to all of this stuff in the description. And this is the actual time that everything releases, technically today at 10 p.m. PST on the 28th, which is, you know, technically when the anniversary is beginning because the last day of the countdown is literally right now. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a lot of information. I wanted to make this video, not like quick, but bro. Your boy is losing it. I need to go to sleep soon. With that, though, I will catch you guys in the next one. Of course, let me know what you think of all this information in the comment section below. I will, of course, be keeping my eye out for any more information coming up. I do have a video talking a little bit more about the danger of keeping your game on an emulator right now and some of the things that safety net with that being fully implemented is going to do to the game. So keep an eye out for that video. It should be like tomorrow or the next day. I'll figure out when it's going to go up. But hope you guys enjoyed. Please have yourself a very good night. Catch you in the next one. Dokkan, it's out. Peace.